Psychedelic News Network, and I'm Sebastian Coco, your host, as we recap the last 2 weeks in psychedelic news. Pardon our interruption, we've been working on a media agreement with a local Denver powerhouse that demanded the network's attention last week. That announcement will be released in the next few weeks, but first, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. California's latest legislation that reached for psychedelic legalization has died in committee, as reported by Psychedelic Alpha. SB 1012 was previously vetoed by Gavin Newsom and recently fell victim to the state's Appropriations Committee. However, the bill's chief sponsor, Scott Wiener, has been attempting to clear psychedelic legalization in various forms for the past 4 years and is unlikely to stop now. Cleveland.com published an article about a woman who is free of her anxiety medication just 1 year after LSD trials at the Cleveland Clinic. Mary Flynn was one of 3 people to receive a dose of LSD at Cleveland Clinic Lutheran Hospital on April 19, 2023, and reports she's living without having to medicate her anxiety since the trial. NPR and Business Insider recently wrote pieces putting the results of the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, or MAPS, MDMA trials into question. Business Insider started the volley by publishing an article that questioned the validity of using the data from MAPS trials in order to get MDMA cleared by the FDA, citing questionable circumstances in the past of the organization and its founder, Rick Doblin. NPR quickly joined in with a more balanced article that still cast a questionable light on the validity of current MDMA research. MAPS, recently rebranded as Lykos Therapeutics, fired back with an official statement saying the suspicious evidence laid out in the Business Insider article was, quote, a sensationalized retelling of our story comprised primarily of sensationalized narratives, recycled information already addressed transparently, exaggerated accounts sourced from rumors, and cherry-picked anecdotes, end quote. MDMA's review by the FDA is set for June 4th. In global news, the British government released official guidelines on psychedelic-assisted therapy in the treatment of addiction through POST, the Parliamentary Office of Science and Technology. The guidelines include a general overview of psychedelic-assisted therapies, or PATs, in the treatment of addiction, as well as specifics such as the modern state of research on PATs and how addiction is traditionally treated. Atai Life Sciences had their first quarter reports for 2024, in which the clinical stage biopharmaceutical company announced that current CEO Florian Brand will step down and co-founder Dr. Srinivas Rao will be promoted to co-CEO. He is currently the company's chief scientific officer. AbbVie, a pharmaceuticals giant, has become the biggest company to date to form ties with a psychedelic research firm. Psychedelic Alpha reported on a deal inked between AbbVie and Gilgamesh Pharmaceuticals, a well-known psychedelic drug developer, to generate further research on neuroplastogens, a class of chemicals that are non-hallucinogenic cousins of psychedelics. Fluence, a leader in cutting-edge psychedelic therapist training, has announced it is developing an AI tool made to help train the next generation of psychedelic therapists. The company announced the tool developed through their partnership with Metamorph AI will soon be implemented into some clinical programs that list Fluence as a training partner in order to analyze the real-world efficacy of the AI. Teragnosis Incorporated, a Canadian drug development firm, announced that their extract of Tabernante iboga is available for use in academic settings and ibogaine clinics. This is significant because this extract is the first ibogaine product that adheres to the Nagoya Protocol, a UN treaty which ensures equitable benefits for traditional knowledge holders from the Bwiti culture in Gabon. Tragically, Lucid News announced the death of their editorial director and co-founder, Ken Jordan. The publication lauded Jordan for being a true pioneer in the psychedelic movement, and that they will dearly miss their friend and leader. Finally, in more positive news, An Amazonian chief presented at the UN in hopes of advancing a treaty to help prevent biopiracy and the further theft of tradition from the Amazon. Chief Ninawa of the Brazilian Amazon's Huniqui people talked to International Business Times about presenting a ceremonial dance and song to the UN. He, his people, and other indigenous peoples are worried about the continued plundering of ethnobotanical traditions from the region, with ayahuasca acting as the prime example. The chief warned against overly clinical and scientific approaches to understanding the cultural sacrament that ignore key traditional elements, saying this greatly scares him and his people, and that they are trusting the UN to help. Thank you all for watching. This has been the Psychedelic News Network, reporting on May 13th through 26th. Have a great day and an even better trip.